go. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome, everyone, to the fourth week of Media Madness. My name is Courtney. I'm one of the teen librarians at the Addison Public Library, and you are?
My name is Anna, and I am an adult services assistant.
That's right. So I'm just going to make sure that we can see proper attire.
Yes.
Attire, if you will. Hi. This is the delights that you get of signing on immediately.
Yes.
So this is Media Madness. If you are unfamiliar with it, every March we do a March Madness style bracket, but with books, video games, music, and movies. Thank you. Enjoy the ties.
All the
Enjoy
good
the
stuff.
ties. And a little bit of a bow tie action going on here too. Admittedly, a little scratchy. Anyway.
I
But
also have a tie.
You've selected a very good color combination for
Yes,
your tie.
yes,
That's
yes,
good.
yes,
I
yes.
like those. So each week we have been going over the current lineup and the current brackets. So we started with the week of 32, the round of 32. So we had 32 things that are all things that you can find at the library that came out. Whoever tied this does deserve a medal because it definitely was not me. They were very
Shout out to that person.
Shout out to that person. Shout out to Matt, who was that person. So we appreciate Matt. So I was like, that's upside down. No, the other thing was upside down. There we go. So
We have it together.
we have it together. So we started with our exciting round of 32, where there were 8 books, 8 movies, 8 video games, and 8 musics albums that all came out in 2024, and we put them head to head across the board. And then the winners of those, when matched up with the winners of each, to our round of Sweet 16. Those went to our Elite 8, and now we are going over our Elite 8 matchups, and we are going to be revealing our Final Four. Final Four. So this is the first time that books are gonna be up against video games, and movies are gonna be up against music. So this is the first time we're having cross content competition, and it's going to be very interesting to see how
Media versus media.
Media versus media.
That's exciting.
Yeah, before the books were battling the books, the music was battling the music. Now we're getting a little bit more of some crossovers. So
I like it.
yeah,
that's
so,
exciting.
This is where we are. All right, we got to switch up some stuff. So now we are going into it. Give me a moment because I got to do that and then do that. Now we're moving.
Yay.
So we are now into our Media Madness.
Woohoo!
Indeed.
Yay.
And yes, we are into our Final Four, which I will show you the bracket at the end of everything once you know how everything has lined up. And are you ready to get into it?
I am so ready.
Have you been looking at our competition so far?
I have.
A little bit,
Yeah,
little
a little
bit.
bit. Yes, it's
All right.
very exciting.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with it, honestly.
Yeah.
So first we're going to go over last week's matchups. So last week we are looking at the bracket of the books and also the video games. That's going to line up into our first matchup of this week. So last week we had Heartless Hunter, which is a young adult novel. It is it's sort of like a cat and mouse young adult romantasy. And we'll get into that one a little bit. And it was up against a graphic novel.
Yes.
So Seal Before Sunrise was our graphic novel, and it was sort of like a kind of a contemplative coming of age, finding oneself type of a graphic novel. It's one of those where the story doesn't really have an end. It's more of just sometimes you don't get closure.
Yeah.
And that's life.
And that is real life.
That's
Yes.
life. So as you can see, the votes were pretty distinct on this one.
Yeah.
So I decided to kind of show you the difference between online votes and in-person votes, which, by the way, if you are interested in voting for this session of everything, I'm going to pop in there links in the chat. That has more information about our Media Madness event that is going on. You can check out our blog post that has links to everything. You can vote on the online forum. You can vote on our socials. You can vote here in the chat right now.
I like voting on the socials. It's just fun to go story by story. Yes, the clicks.
Yeah, we have the socials that run through. It's on our story, but they only last for 24 hours. So you can vote in the comments of any of our posts on socials. But this week is going to be pretty busy with our social work. So I'll explain how that rolls out later. But with this one, our online votes, I found pretty interesting that Heartless Hunter had 12 online votes, and we near about doubled it for in-person votes with 22 votes, with a total of 34. You're going for the underdog, but this isn't even the matchup, unfortunately. You gotta, but Willy Bill, you gotta stick with tradition on this one because you're voting immediately for something that did not make it through. I know. So Seal Before Sunrise did not make it into our final 4 round, and Heartless Hunter definitely did.
That's interesting. I wonder if it had to do with, graphic novel versus traditional.
It's possible. Yeah, I think I'm not sure. In previous years, our graphic novels have done very well. I think that potentially Seal Before Sunrise was more of like an adult-leaning topic versus Heartless Hunter is more of a young adult, and the majority of our voters in person are teenagers. So we'll have that. I will also say that there was certainly an advocate for Heartless Hunter in the teen population who was going around and trying to convince people that Heartless Hunter was the way to go. So
listen, you do what you got to do to get your media to win.
You got to do it, yeah. So we'll see. So Heartless Hunter is the one that went through, and then for our video games, this was Astrobot versus NBA 2K25. NBA 2K25 was fully dominating throughout the rest of the bracket, but Astrobot comes in and suddenly did not dominate so much.
Okay.
Yeah, no multitasking, that's how it goes, but I'm glad you're here with us, So Astrobot is, Astrobot definitely got more of the online votes, and it definitely had more in-person votes. It had 46 votes total, whereas NBA had 33. Now, it was very much NBA's matchups was just hitting every single one. And in a lot of ways, I think it was because a lot of people play it more casually.
Gotcha.
It's something that is very easy. Like, you go over to your friend's house, you hang out, and, sit down on the couch, and you're playing a game. Versus Astrobot, and also, NBA, you can get it on every console, basically.
Yeah.
Whereas Astrobot is a PlayStation exclusive.
Oh.
So you can only play it there. And so I wasn't sure that it was gonna take out on top, but
we'll talk about an underdog.
I mean, I'll take it. Well, we'll get into it. It's definitely a choice. I was a bit worried personally, as a gamer myself. I was going to be upset if NBA won, but I was going to find peace with it because that's what people like to play.
Right.
So personally, I'm happy.
So have you played both games, Courtney?
I'm not one to enjoy NBA.
Okay.
So it's not a game that I would play or enjoy. Astrobot, I've played the latest one, or the one before this one, and that was wonderful. And this one is on my docket, so it will be played soon.
I like that. I look forward to that.
Yeah, so now our current matchup is Heartless Hunter and Astrobot. So we've got a book versus a video game. Now, which that's really hard to do. How do you decide?
Right, yeah.
What do you do? So I have put together fun facts.
Oh, I love a fun fact. Yes. Yes.
All right, so Heartless Hunter is a young adult romantasy. It's got a cat and mouse witchy vibes. This is a 416-page book, so it's a pretty chunky book, and it's the first in a duology.
Okay.
So the story rolls that there was sort of a revolution. Witches used to rule everybody, and there was a revolution similar to the French Revolution style.
Okay.
So a bunch of witches died.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. So our main character, I think her name is Rune. She is a witch, but now she's in hiding, and she is pretending to be a socialite. So like very, very social, throws a bunch of parties, you know, like wealthy and, you know, just exciting. And she's very popular. So, but at night, she's sort of like a witch vigilante who goes and rescues witches and smuggles them out of the kingdom.
Okay.
So in order to better do her job and protect herself and her people, she starts dating a witch hunter to try and get like inside information.
Smart.
Indeed.
So
that's
smart.
One perspective. The other perspective, because it is a dual perspective novel, the other perspective is the witch hunter she's dating.
Okay.
Who is purposely dating her because he's like, I can't stand how vapid and like how like prissy she is.
Yes.
He's like this, I don't like this wealth thing, or this partying thing. But he's pretending to like her because rumors have it that witches are escaping on her ships, and he's trying to figure it out and get the inside intel, but he's not like thinking it's her necessarily.
So he sees the connection but doesn't connect it to her. Okay.
So she's using him for information and he's using her for information.
Wow.
I know, isn't that fun?
Talk about trust issues.
Very cat and mouse.
Yes.
You know, so I found out that not only was this a New York Times bestseller, good job you, but this was inspired by a story called The Scarlet Pimpernel.
Okay.
Which I had to Google.
Okay, yeah.
Which, having now heard what the summary is, The Scarlet Pimpernel is set during the Reign of Terror at the beginning of the French Revolution, and it is about an Englishman who poses as a socialite, who poses as sort of like a wealthy party goer, and he is helping French aristocrats to escape. So he pretends to be just like this party dude, but in reality he's like a fantastic swordsman and like goes around and sort of like Robin Hood-y, but for rich folk.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so
I see the correlation though.
Yeah. Connection there.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool, and that personally I was just like,
I was just gonna say, I want to read it now too.
It looks very fun.
Yeah.
So this one is on my list. I will give it that.
Yes.
There's a few other things that I need to get to first, but.
And Heartless Hunter was who had an advocate, right, going around
yes,
getting
it does.
votes.
Yep,
okay,
yep.
I see it.
So
I see why.
But she wasn't there today. So we'll have to see because she is up against Astrobot.
Ooh.
So Astrobot is a 3D platformer. So you play this little robot, Astro, and you're exploring different worlds and you're trying to find your crew of little robots. There are 300 of those guys to find.
Whoa, okay.
And that's like if you want to fully complete everything.
That's a mission,
You can,
yes.
Yeah, you can totally do a bunch of stuff. Now the fun thing is that this game came out that was coinciding with PlayStation's 30th anniversary. So it was a big deal, and it also had tons of references to the whole history of PlayStation games.
Oh, okay.
So 173 of those little bots were special bots that were like characters from PlayStation games.
Oh,
like
I love
from across
that.
the thing. So if you're a fan of PlayStation games, like there's a whole bunch. So if you look, I have little Parappa Rappa.
Very cute, yeah.
Because he's hilarious. So this one was very well known, very well lauded. It won Game of the Year for both the Game Awards and also the DICE Awards. So pretty high up there.
Yes. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So like that's where it's like, it's a little bit of a different thing. But this also it sold 1.5 million units as of November. And it is one of the best-selling PlayStation 5 games.
Okay,
so it's got a lot of playership, that's for sure. So yeah, that's what we're up against.
Okay. Oh my God, that's tough.
A great story versus a very fun game.
Which you can kind of say, there's a story within the game with all the special bots
totally.
too.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it's a game that like is. You're going to have people who play it who love these kinds of games, or who like love the nostalgia, and just want to have a good time without being bogged down by drama, which same fam, you know, like it's hard, you know, like life is hard, so why make it harder, you know?
Yeah.
Let's play something fun. But it's not just older players who are going to love this. This is also a great way to do for younger players. We got to vote for Astrobot. Awesome. I'm not gonna make a
vote for Astrobot.
A vote for Astrobot.
And just look how cute that little guy is. But also, so Heartless Hunter has a pretty nice cover.
It's a great cover, I will say. I think they both represent themselves very well. So I also did the math. I went and I counted up all of the votes that we have had for these items throughout the whole competition so far.
Okay.
So they don't factor into this round. So every round it's a whole new thing of voting. But I did count out, like, if we did an accumulative vote, this is where things line up. So Heartless Hunter has, not counting this round so far, Heartless Hunter has 99 votes.
Okay.
Which is a great number.
Yes.
Whereas Astrobot has 132 votes.
Wow.
So fairly close-ish,
yeah.
but still distinctly far away.
Yes. That's how I would put it.
Yeah, but like it could be worse. So yeah, what are you feeling?
I don't know. I feel like if I had to vote right now, I would go Heartless Hunter. Yes, I think the whole.
Am I counting this? Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Yes, Heartless Hunter. I'm going for the book.
Yeah.
I think the story just really captivated me, so I really want to read it now.
Yeah.
So just based on like what I want to do is I want to read the book versus Astrobot looks cute and all of that, but I don't know if I want to go and play it. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's very fair. You've also expressed to me before that you are nervous about playing video games.
I am.
And, you know, that's okay. It might not be your thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Meanwhile, like, I think they're both good.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what are you thinking?
I think
you know,
they're both good. It's so tricky though. Like, I've played a bit of Astrobot as like the one that came before this, which was not that long ago, and kind of was like a smaller version of this game, and it was very good. And I cannot wait to play this one. Yet I also am like very excited to read Heartless Hunter.
Yeah.
Bonus that the sequel is already out. For a book that was published and like came out in 2024, that year the second of the duology came out last month.
That's fast.
Nice and done, which tells me that the author wrote that thing.
Yeah.
Wrote that thing, and then they were like, we're splitting this into two things. So
I will say, I haven't played Astrobot, but I saw a video of someone playing it, and it looked pretty good. Like, I was like,
cute.
It's not intimidating. I'm like,
yeah.
Is it a game that I'll play eventually? Maybe, because I'm trying to open up to playing video games. You know?
I would say that if because as you've expressed to me before, you're nervous about playing games.
Very nervous.
That would have been one that I would have suggested to you.
Yeah. It looks very accessible.
I think it's got a very low entry point. It's super forgiving. It has like checkpoints everywhere.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I have to jump across a chasm. Good news, checkpoint. Like all the time, and it's just fun and cute and like it's accessible. So yeah, I think it's good for everybody. So we've got, I'm counting your votes. So we've got a vote for each one, which is grand. So thank you for voting, Willy. All right, so on to the next one.
The next one.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. Let's go. Yes.
All right, so the other matchups, we are now into our movies versus music bracket.
Oh my God.
Going over previous matchups. First, our movie lineup, we had Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire versus Wicked. Unfortunately, Wicked just did not take it through.
That kind of breaks my heart.
I know, but if you look at the votes, online votes definitely went to Wicked.
Yes.
So I do think that we get an older crew with our online votes.
I will say I voted online for Wicked.
Fair.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I am glad for it.
Yes.
Whereas in-person votes, twice as many went for Godzilla x Kong. I mean, it definitely had its representation for sure. There was certainly some love for this wonderful, wonderful musical and phenomenal version of the film too. Because just well done.
10
Love
out
it
of
so
10
much,
would
yeah.
highly recommend, for
And,
sure.
Yeah, and we've talked about this movie so much.
Yes.
Overall, so many
I'm sure
times.
you have.
But yeah, Godzilla Kong just came through overall. So
I mean, it's not a bad movie. I really enjoyed watching Godzilla Kong in theaters. That was a good experience.
I'm loving those movies now.
Yeah.
I know. I wish Wicked kind of came through. Willy Billy, boo for that. But I mean, this is where we are. You know,
Yeah.
we got to vote for things. So now our music. This is kind of just deceptive on this one because normally I gray out whoever loses. Unfortunately, Kendrick Lamar's was already black and white, so I can only do so much here.
Yes.
I will say, personally, I was disappointed Bad Bunny did not pull through on this one, but if you look at the numbers, Kendrick Lamar, by far,
Dominated.
Yes.
Yes.
I will say that there were some pretty heavy advocates for
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar, but looking at those numbers for Bad Bunny, that's a great turnout.
Yeah, definitely.
63 in-person votes per 71 total. Great representation. And it really shows how loved he is in this community.
Oh, definitely, yes.
But Kendrick Lamar, like 12 online and 81 in-person for 93 votes total.
I mean, very cool. They're both very lovable.
They're both very
they're
good.
just so good.
I know. I just wanted to listen to, Bad Bunny some more, honestly.
Yeah. Yes, that's a vibe, always.
I have a personal preference, and that's okay. It's very rare that my choices are the ones that go through. And by very rare, I mean never once.
Oh, no.
Well, except for NBA, I guess. So now we have our matchup of Godzilla and Kong, the new Empire, versus Kendrick Lamar's GNX.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's hard.
It's tough.
I feel like I already know who I'm gonna vote for, but I'm here for the fun facts.
For the fun facts.
For the fun facts.
For the
Maybe
fun facts.
I'll something there
you
will
might
like
change
switch
your
me.
mind.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
You never know.
Because these are two drastically different
Very
things.
different things.
Very different. So, on to fun facts.
Yes,
facts
please.
Of fun. Godzilla and Kong. So, first interesting thing is apparently, according to the director, the X in the title is silent.
So Godzilla Kong.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So then why is it there?
All right, so he describes, excuse me as I move the chair.
Yes.
So he explains it as it's more of a collaboration because they team up. So
True.
in a collaboration, you don't necessarily say X, it's more of a symbolic thing.
Okay.
So I guess it's Godzilla and Kong.
Why couldn't we do the and?
I know, just do an ampersand.
Right.
It's fancy.
But okay, respect though, respect. Okay, Godzilla
It's
Kong.
fancy. I do see, Willie Billy, you have voted for Kendrick. So I will write it down, but we will get to that one later. Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with Godzilla, Kong, X-Kong, and Kong, the new Empire.
Yes.
So the story mostly follows Kong, and the director did say, Kong is the main character, not only of this movie, but he considers the whole MonsterVerse.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and his description of it was that Kong is more relatable.
Okay.
Audiences can see him because he actually represents the best of humanity. He's meant to.
Yeah.
Whereas in this movie, you are meeting Kong as he is in, this is the 5th in the series, in the franchise. But Kong has a new house. It's in Hollow Earth, which is basically a cool world underneath our world and also upside down. It's weird.
It's really cool though.
It's
really
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, so he's in his new neighborhood, figuring out his new way of life, kind of wishing that he had neighbors.
Really?
Real lonely guy.
Yeah.
Goes to the dentist because he's got a toothache. And then he finds out that there's sort of stuff going on even farther underneath his house, which that's a weird concept. And meets the Scar King, who is a big baddie, who is also a giant ape, who in this represents the worst parts of humanity.
Yeah.
So you have the worst part representation going up against the best parts of representation of humanity, these movies are very fun, and you're just
Okay.
Does there need to be symbolism? Apparently,
Right.
yes. You know, like who cares? It's a great
like
time.
you can go into it wanting that
You
and
really
you get it,
can.
or you can just go into it just wanting a good
Yeah.
movie and you'll get that too. You know, you'll be entertained.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
You can have a great time with a creature feature, and also you can if you wanted to write a psychology paper on this or a sociology paper on this,
You can.
You're welcome for the idea.
Listen,
would.
I love those kinds of like
They're
medias,
fun.
you know?
Yeah. So as the movie goes, Kong goes up against the Scar King, realizes that this is not a great matchup. Then, because the Scar King's got some backup that
Yes.
is really hard to go up against. So Godzilla is recruited into the fight. In an interesting way, and as well as Mothra also joins up in a very fun setting of scenes, and we just go to town. We also
Truly.
yes. Truly, the town is gone.
Yes.
As is what happens in every single thing. Is there humans? Yes. Do we care what they do? Not really.
Not at all.
Like, that's pretty much everybody's.
There are points where
thoughts
like
on
you
it.
don't even have humans in the movie.
This is
Yeah.
the most that humans have been absent in all of these movies.
Yeah.
And
I
the
kinda liked
majority, that's what everybody said. The majority of criticisms around like the past movies were like, okay, but the humans are boring. Let's get to the fun bits.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that.
Yeah.
They did use the humans to sort of like expand the lore. But really, the best parts were without peoples. So
Yeah.
it was fine.
It was fun. It
It
was
was
a fun
fun.
movie. Yeah.
So some fun bits are so this movie had a net budget of $135 million, which is surprisingly the cheapest
What?
MonsterVerse film to date.
Wow.
Apparently, the other movies filmed a lot more scenes that did not get into it,
Oh, okay.
and this one was like cleaner
Okay.
done. So that means also that this movie grossed a total of $571.9 million worldwide, also making it the highest grossing film in the whole franchise.
Whoa.
Personally, I think it's one of the best ones too. So it was fun.
It's been a while that I've seen the other ones, but I know I really liked this one.
I really liked
Yeah.
this one. Skull Island was also really good too. But honestly, Kong is my favorite character, and this was very Kong centric.
Yes.
So I was just like,
It's for me.
it's for me. It's like they did it for me.
Yes.
So another fun fact, do you remember the part where Godzilla curls up in the Coliseum like a
Yes.
giant cat bed? So Godzilla's movements and mannerisms apparently, specifically in that scene, were inspired by the director's cat, Mischief.
Oh my gosh.
So if you look, I've got a picture of Godzilla curled up as a little cat.
Yes.
And then somebody online was like, Godzilla sleeping in the Coliseum reminded me of cats sleeping in the Lego Coliseums. So I got a picture of that too.
I see it. I
Yeah.
totally see it. Yeah.
Admittedly, that was my favorite Godzilla moment in the entire movie, was when he's like just snoozing in the Coliseum.
I mean, you are a proud cat owner.
I am,
yeah.
and now so are you.
I actually am not.
Oh, no, I'm
I
so
was
sorry.
a proud cat mom for a week,
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
it proved to be more challenging than I could handle. But that's okay.
That is fair.
I still love cats.
They are the best.
Yeah.
So
That's a cute fun
shame.
fact. I
But
love
yeah,
it.
we've got these
Yeah.
kitties, and like, yeah, it was a Godzilla cat.
We love that. Yeah.
We love the Godzilla cat. It's
That was a good
genuinely
part of
was.
the movie. That was
It was so funny.
Yeah, funny, entertaining. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the Coliseum acquired minimal damage because Godzilla's like, this is my bed.
Yeah.
Like,
We all love our bed. Yes.
all right, so enough of Godzilla, and now on to Kendrick Lamar.
Oh my God. Okay, see, now my heart is like Godzilla, but like
build you up, tear you down.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, I don't know who I'm gonna vote for, but please.
It's tough. So I'm not super familiar with Kendrick Lamar personally.
Okay.
I have learned significantly more because of this whole thing. So, so Kendrick Lamar dropped GNX as a surprise release in November 22nd on 2024. That was last year. It is 44 minutes and 20 seconds long.
Yes.
There's music, lyrics are both in English and some Spanish as
Yes,
well,
yes,
which
yes.
is very exciting.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, with a West Coast hip hop genre, which distinct quite distinct. So I thought it was really cool that all 12 songs on GNX debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, and the top 5 spots were all songs at the same time.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Whoa, yeah.
Like, it was just immediately, like, popular.
I mean, this man has the talent to back up, like, that popularity.
Honestly.
For sure, yes.
And then the album overall, after the Super Bowl halftime show, GNX as the album returned to the #1 spot on the Billboard 200.
Not surprised.
Not surprised at all. That sort of thing definitely tracks.
Yes, yes.
So if you were unfamiliar, we've addressed it before. So there's the top 100 chart, and then there's the top 200 chart. 100 is for individual songs, and 200 is for albums.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so they don't compete.
Yes, yes, okay.
They are distinctly different. So little fun fact is, so the GNX is a car. It's a specific car released by Buick, and it was released in 1987, and that apparently is the same year that Kendrick Lamar was born.
Oh, I didn't know that. So he's in 87.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Kendrick Lamar is very well known to be a lover of cars, and fast cars specifically. He kind of does a whole lot with that. Like, which, I mean, I think it's definitely like a prestige thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Overall. But this car in particular, not only was it like coincidentally wonderfully the same year as him, but also only 547 of these cars were ever made.
Yes.
So it's quite exclusive as it is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like another prestige level. And I do think he has one of these.
And I think he had one at the halftime show too, right?
I think so, or that might have been a Ferrari. I'm not sure. It was a car.
Somebody fact check that for us.
Somebody get on it. Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is not my strong suit.
But that's okay.
But that's okay. But yeah, like there's a lot to go with this. GNX in general, like the album itself, a lot of people love this.
Listen, I really enjoy the album. It's one of the albums that I can listen like from start to finish without skipping a song. Like I really enjoy it.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. And the Spanish in it, oh my God, 10 out of 10. I really appreciate that. So, you know, I really like it. All the songs are such a vibe, you know, and yeah, I don't skip any of the songs, so that really speaks.
That's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
there's very few albums that I just like, we're sticking with
Yes.
it.
So, you know, I'm here.
It was a GNX at the halftime show. Thank you very much.
Oh my God, I feel so proud for knowing that. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you for the fact check.
It's our fact chat. Fact chat.
Fact. Oh my God, I can't speak now.
Check.
Fact check.
Thank you. Yeah, I've already doomed us now.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking on that one.
I know everybody also loved his jeans at the halftime show.
Straight up.
Yeah. So just trying to give Kendrick all these points because I think I really did like the movie.
Yeah.
Really did like the movie. And again, they're very different things, right?
Yeah, so
very different media.
Looking at the two, they are very different. I think like one, like Godzilla x Kong, very fun.
You don't say the X, Courtney.
It's hard.
It is.
Godzilla ampersand Kong.
Yes. The new empire.
Yeah, the new empire. Like very fun. Big, vivacious, like just like massive explosions. But not Michael Bay. But like it's its own thing with like a little bit of subtext.
Yes.
Versus like something that is heavy hitting in a totally different way.
100%.
And has so much meaning in every single thing.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of like the Godzilla Kong soundtrack, and I don't think anything like stands out.
Yeah, every so often they'll pull
to,
like a banger through, like like the songs that were popular at different times anyway. So like they do really good choices on some of their music, and that's been the case through the whole franchise. But like that's not.
I don't think you can compare it still to GNX. Yeah.
Like, and I mean, I've said that like you could write like a sociology and a psychology paper on like Godzilla and Kong movies,
but also
but
on Kendrick's lyrics.
Really,
you know?
and you can. There's so much analysis that you could do through those. Like if you're an English major or do anything with that, like
I mean, he's won Nobel Prizes for his writing, right? With
wow, yeah.
a previous album. Was it his first album? Somebody fact check that. But
I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, the talent is there to back up the votes.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna just go for it. I'm gonna go GNX.
I figured you were.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that's true. Marking it down for sure. So we've already got a vote for that in the chat. I can say that the votes do line up.
Yeah,
they definitely do.
Yeah.
So between the two of these, we have Godzilla has overall the cumulative number of votes. Overall, we have 154 votes that Godzilla Kong has acquired throughout the whole competition. You want to guess how many Kendrick Lamar has?
How many did you say Godzilla Kong had?
154.
Is it more or less?
It's significantly more.
230.
Oh, very close.
Ooh.
242 votes.
Okay.
Yeah, so double.
Yeah.
At least 100 more, around about 100
Kendrick
more.
has a Pulitzer, according to Google.
Oh,
Thank you for the fact check.
You're such the best fact checker. You're basically our co-pilot in this whole entire thing.
Thank
I'm so glad. You're the best, Willie Buddy. So yeah, those are our lineups. Real tough. Yeah, honestly.
Yes.
Really tough. And like I said, this is going to be the first time that you have different types of media going up against it. So it's what's your call?
I like it though. It's a little bit more challenging to decide because it's very different.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Yeah, here's our full bracket, the whole history of everything. I think that it's a great thing to be able to just focus books against books and movies against movies and so on. But it shifts up a lot more when you kind of get into the next round of everything.
Yeah.
It makes it tricky for sure.
Definitely, I agree. Yeah. I'm so interested to see who the winner's going to be.
Me too. Do you have any predictions? So,
okay.
So who do you think, considering not just your personal preferences, but potentially our online votes, so our older community who would vote on socials, as well as our highly teen population who's mostly voting in person. Who do you think is going to win between Heartless Hunter and Astrobot?
My gut is saying that Astrobot is going to win.
Fair.
Yeah, that's what my gut says.
What brings you to that thought?
If I remember correctly, you said that it had more votes than the book title.
Than Heartless Hunter?
Overall.
Yes, it did. But mind you, those were up against other video games and other books.
Right. I don't know, just my gut is saying Astrobot, and I feel like because we do have the teens coming in and voting in person, maybe the Astrobot will win, but maybe if we get a little bit more votes online, it'll be a different story.
Yeah, I've not seen the online votes just yet, so I don't know what the tallies up on our socials were. When I looked, they're this close.
Okay.
They are 1 point away from each other.
Yes.
And I don't remember which.
Yeah.
So they're very close to race on that one. So
what's
we'll
your
have to
prediction
see.
for those two?
I'm also feeling Astrobot on it. I think the Game of the Year qualification on it it definitely pulled through with NBA. I think in general people tend to vote more for a video game over a book. Just historically over the years, I have noticed that trend. But Heartless Hunter really has been holding its own.
Yeah.
So good job, you.
Yes.
I'm proud of you, Heartless Hunter.
I'm excited to see. Well, either or. I really want to read Heartless Hunter.
Oh, I know, right?
But my gut is saying Astrobot.
I'm kind of feeling on the Astrobot too, so we'll have to see how that goes. All right, so then Godzilla and Kong versus GNX.
That one's tough.
With all the factors piling in, what are you thinking?
I'm going Kendrick.
I think that might be the best choice on it. Yeah.
I mean, if you said that somebody was also pushing and trying to get people to vote for Kendrick, I'm assuming they're going to feel really passionate now that he's in the Final Four.
Possible. Yeah.
Yeah, my gut also says Kendrick. So
Yeah, I think you might be right on that one. Again, I've not seen the online votes for this round, but in sticker votes, it's pretty clear that Kendrick's pulling ahead on this one.
Yeah.
Mind you, we do have less votes right now because this voting period is much shorter, which I will get to in a moment.
Okay.
But that means that you predict that our championship matchup is going to be between Astrobot and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, that's my official prediction.
Yeah. So who do you think's going to take it away?
Kendrick.
Yeah.
I think Kendrick is gonna take it, and you better believe he has my votes.
I bet he does, because then you will vote. No,
yeah, I will definitely vote,
which is good. I mean, and you should.
Yes.
You should absolutely vote. All right, so your prediction is Kendrick Lamar. So
yes,
and honestly, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
I have been shocked before in full story mode, which let's go to.
I mean, I think all 4 of these, whoever takes it, it's going to be a 10 out of 10 choice.
Oh, they're all great choices. So a story from past years, Media Madness, the championship match, there was some very extravagant, and I mean that extravagant, voter fraud. Basically, everyone was like, I think Taylor Swift was probably in there somewhere, but it was just sticker sheeted all the way across the board. And it was literally just one kid just stickering everything. Well, not literally one. It was quite a few of them, but it was voter fraud. So, do you know who won that bracket? Turning Red, which wasn't even on the bracket to begin with.
That's so confusing.
It made it funny, you know? But honestly, this entire thing is all for funsies anyway. So.
Yeah, but it's a good time.
And it was a good time.
Yeah.
So a reminder, if you want to vote, you can vote on the comments of things. I'll get this uploaded onto YouTube and you can vote there too. However, you have to be fast about it because the only time that you can vote for this round is today. This is your last chance.
Vote.
That's right. You have to do it. Make sure that you vote because tomorrow... Oh, no. I lost the thing. One moment, please, while I find everything. Ooh. The votes for online. Do you want to get a sneak peek of what the votes were for online?
Yes.
Have just come out.
Oh, my goodness.
So these are not official totals because I have not fully totaled up all of our votes. Ooh, there we go. All right, so I've not done all of our in-person votes, and I've not pulled everything else, but these are just votes that came through stories. So Heartless Hunter has 5 votes, and Astrobot has 8.
Okay.
So we're sitting with your prediction there.
Yeah.
Godzilla and Kong have 4 votes, and Kendrick has 10. Just from our stories that came through.
I think I have a solid prediction.
I think you can be comfortable in that.
Yeah,
That sounds fair. Overall, not that bad. So, in person, we are going to be announcing the championship matchup tomorrow in the library. Oh. So that means that any votes that you want to have counted, you gotta get them in tonight.
Okay.
So, or rather, you gotta get them in before 9 a.m. tomorrow.
So I'm gonna go home and start voting on stories.
That's right. Yes. You gotta do it. Or rather, the stories ones is already done, so you're gonna have to get in, or at least get in before me.
Yes,
and do that. We also have the online voting form, so you can get those on there too, or comment on our social stuff.
There we go. I'll do a comment. I'll do comments. Yes.
Do it.
Kendrick.
Because nobody's done that yet.
That'd
be fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Like just Kendrick Lamar. Also Kendrick Lamar.
And
also GNX.
Yes.
So we have the championship voting starts in person tomorrow. And then we are going to be doing another little stream at the beginning of our book buffet on Thursday. So that's starting at 10:30, and we'll just start our normal book buffet where we talk about books about a different theme. We'll just start it with announcing who's going to be the main matchup. Our final championship matchup. Is it going to be Astrobot versus Kendrick Lamar? Probably, but you're going to have to find out. So then, if you are in the library, the reason for all this timing is that we are timing everything around the middle school's spring break, which is next week. So we want to make sure that everything is resolved and done this week. So it's a very busy week. So that's why it's like do. So the voting for the championship match is tomorrow and Thursday, and that's it.
Okay.
So 2 days of voting, that is all. So make sure that you don't miss it. Because in person, the winner will be announced on Friday. But if you're like, but I'm not watching in person, good news. We will announce it on Monday, April 1st. So it's not a joke, I promise.
Okay, yes, I was going to
Not
say,
a joke.
don't do an April Fool's.
No. We will not do an April
Yes.
Fool's. We will not do an April Fool's, I've just decided.
Regarding this.
Regarding this. Because we are going to be playing, we'll be doing that during our Let's Play stream. We're going to be playing something mischievous.
Okay.
So all of our April Fool's shenaniganery will be during the game.
There we go. Yes, I like
but
that.
we will start that at 4:30. We will announce the championship, the winner overall of the Media Madness bracket. Will it be Astrobot or Kendrick Lamar or Heartless Hunter? We don't know.
I was going to say, it could very well
be Kong.
It
could be Kong.
I'm sure that would make you very happy.
It could be turning red. We don't know. Truly. But
That would be
we'll
funny.
announce it there, and then we will start playing the game. We're playing Untitled Goose Game.
Ooh.
That's another one that I would recommend you play.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Eventually, I'll play
Eventually,
one of the video
I'm slowly
games.
whittling
I will.
you down.
Yes.
But again, I'm not going to pressure you in any way.
Thank you so much.
Because video games are about enjoyment. And if you're not enjoying yourself, why are you playing?
Exactly.
So, hey, it's all good. But yeah, that's the matchup.
Oh my goodness, this is so much
excited?
fun. I'm very excited. I'm invested now. I am invested.
You're invested.
Yeah.
I'm invested. I've played so many times.
Yes.
This one's. I'm
think
gonna have
you
to
have-
wear this one on top.
Oh,
next time.
yeah, I think you have to add one more for the final.
I may or may not be prepared for that. Yes. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
It
you
was
for
good
having me.
you.
So much
Yeah.
fun. So much fun.
And I guess we'll have to see you all next time. So we'll see you on Thursday at 10:30 for our book buffet where we announce the championship matchup. Are you ready?
Yes.
I don't know what we're talking about other than that because I've not thought that far.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. I will get this up onto YouTube so that you can reference back to it. And if you're curious about the other things, and because we talk about these things a lot, all of our other streams about Media Madness are on our YouTube. So feel free to look at those. We do some fun stuff. Last week we did 1-star, 5-star reviews.
I like
So
that.
yeah, for all of the items on this one, I looked up 1-star reviews and 5-star reviews.
Ooh.
Bad Bunny's 1-star reviews were very fascinating.
I'm going to have to check that one out.
You're gonna
I'm
have
going to
to.
go back to the YouTube channel.
You're gonna have to do it. I kind of demand it.
All right, that's what I'm going to do
That's
now.
right. All right, well, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful night, and we will all see you next time. Bye.
Bye.